Hi, welcome back. So today just going to talk a little bit about Kickstarter since I have already started a video talking about some Kickstarter project, but I'm not going to cover all the Kickstarters like a lot of the other content creators. I realize that there's plenty of other channels that does that, and I don't think you need to listen to the same thing over and over again. But what I intend to do instead for my Kickstarters is that I'm just going to talk about those Kickstarters that I'm interested in, or maybe I backed out, stuff like that, and it's really more for my opinion. So I will base some of this stuff based on reviews and things I've seen, whether I played it and things like that. But other than that, most of them are my own opinion. So it's just to share my opinion. You may or may not have to agree with me, and it's likely that you'll probably disagree with me with some things because there are different opinions, and people tend to have a different type of take on certain games, and and you like certain games, but yeah, so that, and then I may not like it. So there are always things like that, and then things that I might like maybe too heavy or somebody, for example. So okay, so let's get that out of the way, and then I also need to say that I am not being sponsored by any of these Kickstarter or Gamefound projects, so that it's truly neutral in a sense, and I don't even have the prototype, so that gives me a disadvantage. It means I'm basically talking about a castle build in the crowd, which I have not seen it, have not really touched the game itself. I mean, some of them I might have previous versions. So anyway, let's jump in, and then I'll give you my honest opinion, and we take it from there. So the first one I want to talk about is 51st State. So the 51st State, I think I mentioned before. So this is the page for the master set, which was the previous version of 51st State, and it was implemented 51st State, and there's multiple implementation of it before. Basically, this is a game where you have a certain type of tableau where for example, if you take a look at this picture here, I think you can see that you're actually building up. You have a city of different fractions, and then you have basically you have 3 stages. You have a production stage, you have action stage, and then you have all the rest of the stuff. The action stage is things that you could do to actually get a victory point, and then the production stage is where you actually produce certain resources at the start of every round. So as you add more cards to it, you actually get more production every round, and then you get access to resources, and then these are like cards that actually you can add on to increase your to boost your whole tableau. And then the actions, basically you take some of the actions, you can help you, or you can actually gain you victory point. I mean, basically that's the very short gist of it. And then after using some of the cards will end up flip. There's actually a small blue tail signs here, you can see. You flipped it, and then you can actually slot it on top, and then it actually acts as other type of resources added to your production. So it's quite interesting, as in each card, maybe can I show you some of the cards? Each card actually have three or four different ways to use it. So there are like symbols here where you're going to replace a building. You will need the same symbols in order to replace the building, and then when you attack and destroy the cards, you actually get certain amount of resources listed on the red card here. It's called race. There's a distance for the building, as it's kind of like a cost, and also I mentioned the bottom part, after it has sometimes been used or whatever, if your card has been destroyed by opponent, you get flipped over, and then you add this to production. So there are certain rules like this, and there's many iterations of the 51st States in the game, and it has been actually implemented multiple times, as well as into another game known as Imperial Settlers. So Imperial Settlers, I think, also have a few add-ons. They are basically the same game, different team. So Imperial Settlers deal with settlers, like building blocks and stuff like that. I've not played the game, but I somehow, from some of the reviews, I realized that they are actually related. But for 51st Stage, it's more of like in the post-apocalypse theme, where you are trying to survive out with your faction, be it mutants or be it with other different type of factions trying to like that. This game, one thing good about this game is that you can actually play it in many ways. In fact, you can actually play this game without destruction to other players, and it's like you can just play all on your own and then be friendly about it. I mean, there's always an option to do that. But of course, if you want to be aggressive, it's going to cost you, and then you have to like build up certain tokens that you need. Let me see if I can find a pictures of some of the tokens here. They may or may not show some of the tokens, but yeah. So basically, you get certain tokens each round. Some of them are produced, some of them you gain by having played certain cards. And these tokens, there are various type of resources you can see. So some the red tokens will allow you to attack other players and destroying their cards in that process. So if your opponent has a very, very powerful card, you may want to like destroy that card so that he doesn't gain benefit from it every round, especially those that that's reoccurring. So basically that is the gist, and it has been implemented in both games with slight differences. So we have Imperial Settlers, we have a 51st stage, but this is like the most refined version of everything so far. And then because of that, I think it's quite worth taking a look at it. I have the original 51st stage, which I actually bought at a cheap sale on one of the online stores, and I'm quite impressed by it. And it was already a 7.6 by the time the master set is being released. So I suppose you will actually go even higher with the new. Let's take a look at the current stage. So now we are talking about the 51st stage Ultimate Edition. The Ultimate Editions comes with actually all the fractions, plus there's an additional fraction that's added in. So don't take my word for it. There are people who say it's like best game of the year award, kind of things like Dice Tower and all this. And Z Garcia's actually, I think his #1 game is 51st stage, which I'm pretty surprised. But I think quite a lot of my games kind of align with his favor or his liking. So I think he's a good guide. So it depends on who's which content creators you listen to, and then whether they are the games that they like kind of align to what you want. So you see you're getting plenty of stuff here, like for the Ultimate Edition. I think some of the tokens really looks better. They are no longer those plastics. They still have some cardboard tokens here, but you still have some plastics token that's like kind of upgraded. And they also tells you that why you want to back now. Okay, so I must say that I got the base game at a good discount, and that's a good thing. But unfortunately, I found that it's not possible to hunt down all the various expansion. They are either out of print or nobody's willing to sell them, whoever's holding on to it. So that is a problem. And then it's like this is your chance to get everything that you missed, but you can't buy each of the add-on individually, unfortunately. I don't know whether it's unfortunately or not, but actually it's more expensive if you were to just count all the add-on on its own, I guess. So we're talking about 80 euros, for the Ultimate Edition, which is a pretty good deal, consider that if you add a base game, and there's a lot of expansion already inside. If you're not sure, always pledge one first and then get a chance to decide later. And what I really like about this project is that actually they are raising funds for people in Ukraine. I mean, in case you are not aware, there's now a war, and then Russia has invaded Ukraine. And if you want to help out a bit, you can always pledge a little bit, and then give funds to help out. And plus, there's always this rule that you cannot make a new campaign that resell old stuff. So there's a new expansion called No Man's Land, which is at £14. If you have the master set, there's another option, but you can get this. This gives you the new add-on. Of course, this is for retailers. I mean, I will gladly take 6 sets of this if I could find enough people, but unfortunately, not at this moment of time. So this is where it comes in. So there's actually a signed version, that is really the money from this pledge will all be given to the humanitarian mission in Ukraine. So I mean, if you want to do charity at the same time, this is the way to go. Play games and then do charity at the same time. And then, so what's in the box? So there's a lot of stuff here. The complete master set, which is the one that I mentioned, rated 7.6, and then you get all the upgraded stuff. This first player token is very, very nice. Compared to the original game, it's just a cardboard steampunk guy, but this is a 3D 51st plastic. So it's a lot better, and you can see plenty of cards. I don't even need to do the maths. I think that's way over like 100 cards. 50 of the. These are different scenarios. Not say scenarios, like different settings you play, either in winter or new era, and then you add to the base set during a game. So you can imagine you're roughly like playing over 130 over cards per play, and then so there's a lot of upgrades for the various type of like this used to be all the small tokens, and then now they are like wooden markers. And then we now quickly run through all the expansion, because I don't have the expansion. I cannot get the expansion due to their out stock, whatever reasons. But as you can see, there are a lot of expansion. So there's a scavenger expansion. It's like count of 44 cards, and there's some new connectivity cards also. So there's allies, another 50 cards, and then with some more tokens. There's a Morlock, which actually 27 cards, 23 machines. That's kind of like about 50. So you can tell that it's about 50 overcards in each expansion. So, and then there's No Man's Land. No Man's Land is the one that is being like the highlight of this Gamefound project. And then you get the play map and stuff. You may or may not get the play map, I'm not sure, but I think if you pledge now, you'll get a play map. Yeah. So there are also other mini expansions which give different fractions, like Texas, Hegemony, Mississippi, and University and stuff, with their own dedicated wooden markers. So there's actually a lot. And then most important thing is the solo variant. So you're allowed to play solo with with this, and there are also promos which is actually exclusive to this Gamefound project. You got more cards, not a lot, but maybe the novel is nice, especially if you like all this post-apocalypse, steampunk. Not really steampunk, but it's really post-apocalypse kind of theme, that. And this game really brings out a lot more that thematic feels compared to, I think, Imperial Settlers. Imperial Settlers feels very Europe-ish. I mean, you see like farmers. I think you gain wood, you gain this, but you know what I'm talking about, right? So there are some daily unlocks coming, and I think daily unlocks is eventually you'll get all of them. There's no question asked, and then it's like almost everything has been already been unlocked. So you get fire, water, you get some some additional cards, but basically these are all been prepared, and they're willing to give it to you anyway. So there's also a pledge. If you don't want the game, you can just go ahead and just donate to help Ukraine here. No problem with that. The map looks good. This fraction you will get it if you have signed up for their prior to the launch of the campaign. If you sign up to the newsletter, you get it. Otherwise, it's just another €4, which is actually okay, not so bad. It's like not asking you to pay £10 or stuff like that. Okay, so I'm going to talk about this upgrade pack again. This upgrade pack is basically all the new stuff for the master set. For people who have the master set. So actually they should just call it master set upgrade pack. You'll be a lot more clearer, and then whatever you're getting here only is add on to the master set to bring it up to par with whatever people are having right now. If you have anything else before that, you will be missing stuff if you're just getting this. I mean, missing some expansion. It depends on whether you're okay with it or not. But if you're FOMO about it, then no, that upgrade pack is not for you. And they have sleeve for it. I don't know if the sleeve is worth it, but it's quite expensive, in my opinion. So there's been like many videos. Obviously mine's not there. So they talk about how you play this game. Look at this. So you have each faction with their own tableau, and then the way they build it, and then the resources. So I'm not going to go through too much of this. There's way to like make a deal. Where you get the blue tokens, raise the condition, the players. You get other benefits, and then yeah, so this is mainly on your gameplay, and then you can send worker to open locations and stuff like that. So quite the animation is quite good, is that, and then they go through the various phases. Anyway, it's been a game that's been released. There's a lot of people talking about it in the past in different videos. So just go through some of those videos, but make sure you try to try to align with the master set kind of video, because some of the videos on the much earlier days, this game is very different. They went through a lot of revisions, like especially the timing thing was actually, I think, a big changed and simplifies the game a lot. So there's a lot of things like, you know, how many times you can activate a card, when the card activate, you know, it's like whether is it immediately now or, you know, like the start next turn. With start next turn is kind of like, you know, you makes the player have to like keep track of a lot of things. So they have streamlined a lot of these, and then a lot of cards is either you just activate it right now or you get it every turn and stuff like that. And then, you know, it makes the game easier to explain, easier to learn, you know, and easier to manage. Okay, so what I really want to go down is that if I can get to the part about shipping. Yeah, so shipping is kind of always one of the things that I always look at, you know, before I really pledge. But of course, because this game I already knew a lot about it, so I'm just going to go in. Shipping looks pretty okay. We don't see anything that's like more than 100 pounds, and then, you know, it's free in Poland. I hope this is not affected by, you know, the war that's like spreading, you know. I mean, the Russians people, you know, soldiers are already right at Poland's doorstep, but, you know, let's hope it's not going to like spread the war any further than necessary is. And rest of Asia is kind of like, you know, if you're looking for the Ultimate Edition, that's kind of like about 30 to 40 euro, which is actually on the highest end already. I mean, the rest of the world is 100. I also don't know where that is. Does it include Antarctica? I don't know. So, you know, like, I guess the shipping can't be helped. We have to realize that shipping has already increased a lot due to the pandemic and, you know, and everything. So just be glad that you get your games. Okay, so that's more I can say. So Imperial Settler is the other one that's actually using the same engine. I've not played Detective, but I heard it's pretty good. Robinson Crusoe is kind of okay, I really don't want to go there because that's going to be another total review on its own. But it's a difficult to start game, but instead of playing this, I'd rather you play this War of Mine, really. Okay, so so that's more or less for 51st stage. So that's the first Kickstarter I'm going to talk about. So let me just go to the second Kickstarter that I'm going to talk about is Unsettled. So Unsettled is also not a new game. It has an incredible rating of 8.3, you know, given its previous one. But the box, well, I'm sorry, but the box really doesn't, you know, looking at this box, if I didn't see this, you know, everything else, I will probably just, you know, walk past it and forget about it. It's not impressive. It's actually made by Orange Nebula, which is the same creator of Vindication. It has a lot of similarity to Vindication in terms of the way that it's implemented. The good thing is that they already come with the deluxified trays for you to keep all the cards in a very, very nice manner. And then look at all the trays here. And then organizing the stuff is actually a very, very nice ways to store your game. But unfortunately, there's one problem with this, is that this game, okay, it depends on which camp you are. If you like to sleeve all your games, all your cards, everything, then good for you, because all these trays, everything is already built for sleeving. But if not, some people have complained that it's kind of like a waste of space, because there's a lot of empty space that if you don't sleeve your cards, then it's actually not that thick, and then, you know, like you're wasting space on it. And space is an issue, so but I'm going to talk about it later. In fact, let's jump to it right now. I'm not going to have too much things to talk about it inside the Board Game Geek here, but other than show you that, you know, the cover is like this. This is 8.3. Okay, so we have the, you know, the page for the Unsettled, the game. So the big problem with this, why I talk about space, is that as you can see, there's actually 9 small boxes, and this is the main game box. So each of these 9 small boxes are not that big. Maybe it's like, you know, the size about something like this, and the thickness of this. And each of them is one planet. They call it planets. It's kind of like a scenario, and but in effect, actually, it's a different game in each box. And then you get to a different puzzle. You get different components. And inside the main box, you actually get there's nothing to play with. It's just the main components that's common to all the different planets. It's kind of very, very similar to, you know, the recent Final Girl kind of like Kickstarter, or is it Gamefound? I can't remember. So anyway, you will get 9 different planets here. Unsettled actually get a Seal of Excellence from Dice Tower, which is actually better than Seal of Approval. And as you can see, there's a lot of stuff here. So I'm just going to quickly run through, and then I'm going to show you, like, there's 9 planets here. So in a way that, let's take a look what's inside one of the planets. Maybe I'll just show you the first planet, so that, you know, you don't get spoiled. Okay, by the way, these are like the game trays, how they stack up, really fantastic. So Venora is the first planet. it's a planet that's inhabited by fungus hosts, and there's a different way to solve different planets, and each planet have certain variation, in fact. So there are exploration, there's also trying to get to the main objective to clear the objective so that you can win the game. It's not going to be an easy game, as most of the people have said on their videos. It's going to be quite close, and I think if you like challenge, that's definitely it. But it's arguably whether is it really related to luck or not. But I think we can always mitigate that with a little bit of cheating. I don't care, man. I mean, you want to enjoy the game most of all, right? So house rule that a little bit if luck starts too much. But I don't think so personally. Although that it might mean that you have to go for the main objective more than you want to do exploration. But exploration is always the fun part about this. As you can see, there's a lot of things inside. There's a lot of cards, that's unique to this planet, and there's also a specialized token for this planet as well. And it's like there's a game tree to store it. So in a way, you can think about this game is that you're not buying one game, you're buying actually 9 different games, and each of these planets plays very differently. Like for example, this Gakis, the second planet, it's actually is a desert planet, and it has a totally different things. And you can see that there are different type of components and different type of cards and condition for it. So all of them plays out as like a different type of puzzle, and then we have a planet tree and so on. So I'm going to just like quickly run through all the rest of the planet. So all of them looks very different. As you can see, some of them are like foresty. Blackout is totally like kind of reminds me of that Vin Diesel movie, all about darkness, and then there's this creature in the darkness like killing everybody. Part of the Chronicles of Riddick, if I didn't remember wrongly. So kind of like maybe this is based on that. I don't know. So they're like different type of planets and different explorations. So if you're really like a big fan of Star Trek and stuff like that, I think this kind of games, theme and everything is really made for you. And in Unsettled, I think they have implemented the thematic and stuff a lot better than they have done so in Vindication. Although there's some similarities in the gameplay base. Okay, sorry about that. That's a bit of dry throat and stuff. Okay, so different tiers. We're going to talk about different pledges level here. So we have Nebula, which is going to get you like Planet 789, which is the new one for this game. Is it Gamefound? Oh no, this is a Kickstarter project. And basically, if you already have 1 to 6, you want to just get all the new stuff, this is the one to go for. Constellation is actually like the original base only, so you get the, I think, Planet 1 to, this is 1 and 2. I'm not sure you get 3 or not. Yeah, maybe you don't. Maybe you just get a main box and 2 planets to start with, like the pure base set of it. Supernova will be the one you want to go for if you have not owned any of the previous one, and this will give you like the base plus all the 9 boxes, as well as all the promos and everything. This will likely be the one that I'm going for anyway. So either way, for without sleeve, the sleeve is like $40 difference, which is actually quite concerning. It's quite expensive. I don't know how many cards they are. I expect there's a thing, last calculator is kind of like about 50 cards in each box. So we're talking about 9 and 50, about 400, 500 cards in each of the box, and then plus some in the main. So I don't know, maybe we get close to a few hundreds, maybe less than 1,000. Okay, so we talk about like how much would it be would you get it individually. Let's say you really just want to get a base Planet 1 or 2, and you want to get on some of these additional ones. So each of the planets is about $15. If you were to do your maths up, I think it's still more worth it to get the Supernova pledge, which include everything, I think. But of course, that's only good if you're like getting some box only to try, but not all the stuff. Sleeve, I probably skip that, and then you will get all some of the additional promos. So you can download the rulebooks, take a look at it. There's a lot of video coverage by different people, like I think like from Quackalope, from Board Game Co, and some of the other more established content creator. Anyway, so you will see that there's actually quite a lot of stuff inside this. Let me scroll through, make your choice. This campaign still runs for quite a while. Sorry for the quick scrolling. I think it still has like 6 days more to go, so I hope this video has gone up early enough for you to make that decision. So basically that's Unsettled. I'm going in for this. I like the the space exploration, sci-fi stuff. It's not really the same with VSS Vanguard, but VSS Vanguard ISS Vanguard, I will expect it to have less replayability. Like you have to go through it one time and you already knew the story, all the surprises are all blown. But this one you'll probably have more to play about, because each of the planets is slightly different. Okay, now I'm going to just quickly go through to the third Kickstarter I'm going to talk about. So the third Kickstarter is none other than okay, sorry, internet loading. Okay, so this is Lobotomy. This was the previous project, rated at 7.2, which means that it's pretty good. As you can see, it's kind of like a miniature base with dungeon crawler kind of thing, like dungeon crawler. With some of the miniatures, doors, furniture. That kind of reminds you of Zombicide though, right? Okay, so anyway, let's go to the Kickstarter page. Not Kickstarter, I think it's Gamefound, sorry. So I keep missing the two ups. Okay, so this is the new one, is Lobotomy II Manhunt. It replaces the original Lobotomy, which actually I think there's quite a few problems with it. So one of the things I briefly mentioned, I'm not so sure how much truth there is. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but people mention it in Board Game Geek. There's actually a track saying that the original rulebook was actually quite hard to read, or maybe it's not refined and stuff like that. Basically, is not usable. And then there's actually a new version of the rulebook, which actually was there was mentioned that they might actually print it. By the end, it wasn't printed, and the PDF was like given to the people, and then people are pretty upset. You imagine if you have a full game and everything, and then you end up with a game that's broken because the rulebook doesn't work, and you have to actually print a few hundred pages of rulebook. Okay, exaggeration. I'm not sure it's a few hundred pages. I don't have the PDF, but printing the rulebook on your own, makes it feels it's imperfect, and especially if you want to collect the game, it just feel wrong to have a printed rulebook. But anyway, that was some unfortunate thing that's happened during the first Kickstarter, and then it's like they're pretty upset by a lot of people, and downright I hear the things that I'm not backing any of their projects. So basically that's what a lot of people have felt. And seriously, the first two crowdfund project, basically the 51st State and the Unsettled, I'm actually going in confirm. Lobotomy is the one that I'm sitting on the fence. So as you can see, it's miniature based. This is the painted version. You won't get this. Yours will be all in grey color and stuff like that. And then basically your maps pretty much the big squarey thing that kind of reminds me of Zombicide. And then even the bad guys come. Okay, this grey figure looks like the fatty bastards from one of the Zombicide Black Plate or Green Hot. I can't remember. I think it's Green Hot. But after painting it looks different now. But you know the problem, right? Grey miniatures all looks like that, and then so basically you have weapons and stuff. But the premise of this game is that it can be played solo. You probably want to take more than one characters, otherwise I don't think you'll survive. I hope you don't have to take 6 characters like Zombicide, and that's really a problem. So maybe just before I go through the pledge, I talk a little bit about core story. The core story is that you're actually a patient in an asylum, and you think that the asylum is actually a gateway to hell, and some of the orderlies, the nurses and people are actually like agents of evil and stuff like that, and strange things are happening. The dogs are turning into hellhounds and stuff like that. So I think it's likely everything is in your brain, but we don't know until we play the game. Maybe there's some surprises, maybe it's not, maybe you're not really insane, but I don't know. So basically the game premise is somewhat like that, and so there's a lot to do with madness, twisted stuff, and you pick up strange items which you can actually end up combining them and then using them as weapons and stuff like that. So the base pledge we have is just the core game is only 79 euros, and then that's pretty good. And we get another expansion at about 50, which actually comes with a lot of figurines, you can see. And important thing is that it comes with different maps, different characters and stuff. So far until now, I'm pretty okay with it. And you actually get in this Infernal expansion, you actually get some of the 7 scene stuff, which is pretty cool. Okay, so this is where things starts to not be so much in my favor. So we have like a bigger pledge. This is the Madness pledge, which includes the core, the expansion. But what are all these? These are basically just character packs. Maybe hell level monsters. Okay, so this starts to sound like Zombicide, right? Doesn't it? So and this is actually not cheap. This is like €199. So let's talk a little bit about this first. So this is €199 compared to if you were to like get the core game itself, which is only $79. There's almost $100 difference. I mean, of course, you get this $50 difference. Okay, so you pay $50 for the Inferno expansion. You pay another $50 for the different characters, which I think is about 5 boxes. So each of them costs you about now €10. Okay, sorry about the dollars euros confusion. Okay, but anyway, so I think that is basically what is the problem. This is all the pledge you will get. You will get this if you go for the $79, which actually is not bad. And this, if you just want the Inferno and the base game, and then the community Criminally Insane is actually included as part of the Gamefound project, so you'll always get this if you pledge now. So this is very good. This is 129 compared to 199, so that's like $70 difference. Actually, it's quite worth it, right? Isn't it? So it's 117. It's 70 euro difference for just the different character pack. So why would you do it? So I'm not sure, because from my lesson learned in Zombicide is that I don't get to play all the characters in the end. Some of the characters are totally imbalanced and they are unnecessary, but it's just an excuse to make more miniatures, to sell more boxes, and I end up having to having issue storing and playing with it. There's really a lot of unlocks, as you can see, and some of these characters is like maybe it's a paradigm of pop culture and other stuff. So as you can see, we have Harry Potter here. So okay, his name is Harold Thunderscar. Scar, like obvious, right? If you still haven't got it, this is Harry Potter. And we have other stuff, like all this. So basically, I'm still pretty okay with it. I mean, I could likely do away with the characters. That's my gut feeling then. Okay, so what we want to do is we talk about the various different add-ons. So if you get the base pledge, you can add the Inferno expansion, which will cost you a bit more. So I think not do it. Just go for the Sanity pledge, which comes with the Inferno expansion. And then these are all the different type of add-ons. So let's take a look. So we have a hell level. I think you have 12 of these small ones and one big guys. €25. Okay, that's pretty okay. And then we have Villain Ward. Basically it's only 3 miniatures and 3 cards for the villain at €16. It's pretty expensive. Okay, but it gets more interesting, like characters. We got 4, another Legacy Ward, we have another 3, which I think these are kind of like the one of them is like the Batman or characters or something like that. And then we have more dice. Hopefully these dice are not necessary but optional. I don't want to have like not enough dice in the base game and stuff like that. And then what's this? This is Lobotomy 1. So they're also bringing in kind of like upgrade if you have the first Lobotomy project, and they give you new cards for both the monsters and the characters in order to upgrade them to be playable in Lobotomy 2, which is actually a very, very different game. They have different mechanics and they're totally incompatible in short. So you have to get this card in order to play those characters and make use of those miniatures. I'm pretty okay to get these cards, like just to get those alternate characters and alternate monsters. So it's kind of like I think there's about 12 cards or something like that, or maybe 6 here, something like that. So it's about €1 plus per card. This comes to a damage of about €30, which is still pretty okay. But this is where things starts to not feel so good for me, because let's say if you talk about you want the miniatures as well. We're talking about €39 for just the characters in Lobotomy 1, and there are various different monsters, starting from like almost €70, €50, €40, €50, and this goes on and on. There's so many different monsters that comes with the first game, and if you want those miniatures as well for it, it's going to really cost you. I mean, I don't want to do the maths, but adding all these up is going to be insane. And what's worse is that, you know, this big Cthulhu monsters, this itself with just one miniature, one card, is going to be like 20 euros. I mean, imagine that. So if you are FOMO, if you want everything, that's going to like damage you for about $600, I guess, for the whole of this project, which actually is kind of insane. Okay, so maybe insane is the theme of the game, but you know. So we are looking through some of the stuff, and I think so far I'm pretty impressed with the art, the stuff. It's just that I'm not convinced whether this game is really so much different from Zombicide, and I'm not sure if I need another dungeon crawler. I already have a lot. I haven't even started my sword and sorcery. So, and the thing is that there's a lot of duplicates. I mean, the sculpt looks okay. I don't know how the original, I mean, when it turns out will be. These are most likely rendered. And there's only 4 map tiles, which is actually not a lot compared to like Zombicide's. You know, Zombicide's the base game is 6, and each expansion comes with quite a lot. Also, anyway, sorry, this is for the Inferno only. So, okay, that's pretty good. 4, I think double-sided, right? Did I mention it's double-sided? Yeah, so double-sided. You get 8 maps. Not bad. And more characters and stuff. So by the way, the characters also like have upgrade. As you flip the character over, there's a more insane version with more power-ups. There are more weapons and stuff. Although I think in sheer numbers, they are not really as much as compared to what Zombicide has provided. Kind of in the same range. This is the one you'll always get free for this Gamefound project. With the Harry Potter and stuff. A lot of things is still left not unlocked. There's not a lot. There's only like about 4 more characters. That's about it. And this is a Wicked Gym. I'm sure you know that if a guy carries a dog and is out for vengeance, he's John Wick, right? Okay, so anyway, we have pretty cool graphics and everything, but unfortunately your miniature is not going to look like this. It's going to be grey in color. There are a lot of reviews out there as well. I'm not going to go through them. Go through some of the videos if you like. Unfortunately for this game, you can't test the game out. There is no TTS or Board Game Arena or any of the sort of form, so you just have to, you know, like trust your gut feeling on it. But I think from the review of Lobotomy 1 is a 7.2, although some people really hate it. I'm not sure about whether, but anyway, so gameplay wise, that's something we have to take a gamble and a reset. The shipping looks pretty okay. Except that I don't know why off continents kind of like cost a lot more cost crazy a lot more in US, and you know, rest of the world almost can come to about 240. I would expect this to be in Euro, right? Since it's in Euro, yes, Euro here, because then like everything else in Euro, so numbers is a bit inflated even though it's low. So for Asia it's about 40 euros or so. That's actually quite a lot as well. But anyway, like I said, shipping has been went up for everything, so don't expect it to be cheap. So that comes to about my conclusion. I'm still sitting on the fence on this. I'm just still debating whether I still need one more dungeon crawler. It's very unlikely you'll find this game in the second-hand market. I've not seen it anywhere else being resold. So if you like it, you think you want it, this is probably your chance to get it. And then if you are really FOMO about it, you want all the figurines from the first Lobotomy project, you might want to get everything here because this is one chance to get it, you know. But in my honest opinion, the price is really crazy. It's way a lot more. And you know, comparing if you're talking about $600 kind of damage, right, you're getting a lot less than what one of these other Simon's project will be giving you. Way overpriced. But from my understanding, why these are so expensive is because they're not they either not using the mold anymore to produce them for them, which I don't know. If they really make the mold, they should still be able to produce them. Okay, but anyway, I'm not familiar with the manufacturing process. So they said that they're going to like 3D print all this custom for everybody. I have certain reservation with 3D prints, and I think I'm not sure about the material, but 3D prints seems to be fragile for me in the past, and I've created a lot of nightmare with 3D printed stuff. So I don't trust that. I'm definitely not getting the figurines for the Lobotomy one. I might just end up getting the sets of characters and monsters, and then implement them with standees or tokens or miniatures from another game. Like maybe miniatures like this one, which is really fantastic, right? Isn't it? But of course, this doesn't fit in the theme, but can you guess which one does this come from? This is the first version of the Sun Drop from one of Awaken Realms games. So reuse all your other miniatures for other games, and then save yourself a lot of money by just buying this. But for all I might actually just cancel the pledge in the end, because there's already way too many Kickstarter Gamefound projects that I'm backing this month. But thanks for watching. This has been a lot longer than I expected, just talking about 3 Kickstarter. I hope I've not been rambling too much, and you actually benefit from this. And then make a good choice, backing or back out of your whatever project you're in, and have fun. That's the most important thing. Have fun, spend money, have fun, and then hope it's going to be a smooth ride. Oh, by the way, this is also from Poland, so it might actually get affected. If the wars continues. I'm not sure whether you will affect Poland. But anyway, that's just a last note here. So thanks for watching. Until next time, I hope you have enjoyed my video. You can click subscribe, like, leave a comments and stuff. I'll gladly answer comments if I can. I mostly do anyway. So I'll see you again in the next video, and have a good time. Go to the Gamefound page, and then